Today we are going to talk about the legacy of Clemson coach Dabo Swinney in relation to Alabama coach Nick Saban, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today we're going to talk about the legacy of Dabo Swinney in relation to Nick Saban ahead of the 2019 College Football Playoff National Championship game. And I understand that Nick Saban is one of the greatest football coaches of all time, one of the greatest sports coaches of all time. And the man is getting ready to do something that is just sick nasty, okay? He could win his 7th national championship going back to 2003. Perspective, Oklahoma has won 7 national titles over the course of its entire existence. Yes, I know there are unclaimed national titles out there, but I count the claimed national titles. I'm not an unclaimed guy, except in the case of like UCF last year, and they lost it this year because they didn't have an opportunity to play for a college football playoff national championship. Whereas in the past, you could basically make stuff up and say that you lost 3 games, but they were against 3 teams that were really good, so that you win a national championship. I'm not with that. But going back to 2003 when LSU won that title with Nick Saban, through to this really awesome dynasty that Nick Saban has put together in what I believe is the toughest era of college football ever. And he's already being talked about as, hey man, what else is there for you to do except to keep winning? How many houses could you have? How many dealerships could you own? What is left for you to do except perhaps go to the NFL? And he's like, please, the NFL comes to me. And he's right. He's got his own coaches clinic. He's got his own tree of coaches that has gone far and wide. And you look at the number of football players he's put into the NFL, and you could just look at the first round. But if you looked across the NFL for the last 10 years, you'd see Alabama every single place you look. And the remarkable thing is that he's only had 2 Heisman winners in that time. And one of those guys, maybe both of those guys, but specifically Derrick Henry, probably had no business winning the Heisman Trophy. That was Christian McCaffrey's trophy. However, Heisman is a Heisman. Oklahoma has 2 of those in the past 2 years. But I'm looking at Dabo Swinney across the sideline, and I am marveling at what he has built at a place like Clemson. Who is Clemson? It does not have the tradition of Alabama. They don't have Bear Bryant in their past. I don't care what you believe about Ken Hatfield. They don't have the kind of tradition and the kind of money donors that places like Alabama, Oklahoma, USC have had in the past. Places like Texas have had in the past. Nebraska has had in the past. Dabo Swinney basically had to build a culture and a legacy from nothing. He had to build an identity from nothing. Clemsoning was still a thing. The kind of thing where they got to the big game and then blew it. And he took over the program expecting to get fired. He was an interim coach who was then handed the keys to Clemson Tiger football and did what nobody thought he could do. He sold Clemson far and wide. Taj Boyd, Sammy Watkins, and then later Deshaun Watson, which was his game changer, the biggest recruit that I think he's ever landed, including Trevor Lawrence, because without Deshaun Watson, you don't have 4 straight appearances in the college football playoff. 2015, 2016, 2017, and now 2018, with a national title, by the way, which is something that Oklahoma can't say. Oklahoma has made this college football playoff 3 times, hasn't won a game yet. You know, you're looking at Notre Dame, who got housed by this Clemson team just a few weeks ago. You're not talking about a Clemson team that is lucking up. You're talking about a Clemson team that is competing with Alabama each year. Now, they don't have the legacy. They don't have the dynasty. But they're so close to it that you got to continue to look at what Dabo Swinney did when he handed the keys to Chad Morris with his offense and then told Brent Venables, yo, leave Oklahoma, come see me. I will make you the highest paid coordinator in the game, and I will give you the keys to the defense. I will be a great grad assistant for you. And Brent Venables calls his defense. He offers his kids. He knows what he wants, and Dabo leaves him the heck alone, and that's working out because he's got these absolute horses in the back end for the secondary. He's put guys in the league like Mackenzie Alexander, but he's got bulls on the front end. Guys like Christian Wilkins, guys like Dexter Lawrence, who isn't going to play in this game, and nobody's talking about how that's such a big deal. Guys like Albert Huggins. I mean, you can keep going with this, and we will, because they really can rotate 7 to 8 deep on that Clemson defensive line because of the recruiting that Dabo Swinney and Brent Venables have put together. And again, it's Clemson, South Carolina. The Gamecocks used to run South Carolina. They are recruiting in the same territory as places like Georgia, Florida State, North Carolina, Maryland, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, Florida. We could go on. And the fact of the matter is, at this tiny town, in a place where you can't find it on a map, Dabo Swinney has brought a national championship and a national championship caliber of football year in and year out, and he's in position to supplant himself as one of the greats in the game. Not greater than Nick Saban, but certainly greater than anybody thought a guy like Dabo Swinney could be some 10 years ago. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.